I rode your ocean liner to Newfoundland, where I made a living in an iron mine. When I got my fill, I went to Nova Scotia, and I fished them salty waters for a time. Passing through Prince Edward Island and New Brunswick, I could see them rocks and cliffs of solid stone, listening to the seagulls calling to each other. Made me miss my darling and my distant home. Canadian Pacific, carry me 3,000 miles through the valleys and the forest, to the sunshine of her smile. Across the plains and rugged mountains, keep this wandering boy from harm. Canadian Pacific, take me to my baby's arms. The Atlantic disappeared on the horizon, and Quebec lay waiting for me down the track. For a while I drove a truck to keep from starving. In Ontario I was a lumberjack. Manitoba and Saskatchewan and followed, where the wheat fields and the old Red River flows. In the quiet hours your whistle on the prairie touched my heart and set my memories aglow. I could feel the nearness of her warm, soft kisses when you rolled into Alberta westward bound. I worked on an oil rig to make some money for a ticket to the sweetest girl around. Pushing on past Lake Louise in all its splendor, where the trees and Rockies touch the sky above. I got to British Columbia in heaven. On your tracks I made it back to my true love. Canadian Pacific, carried me 3,000 miles through the valleys and the forest, to the sunshine of her smile. Across the plains and rugged mountains, you kept this wandering boy from harm. Canadian Pacific, you took me to my baby's arms. Canadian Pacific, carried me 3,000 miles through the valleys and the Canadian Pacific. I rode your ocean liner to Newfoundland, where I made a living in an iron mine. When I got my fill, I went to Nova Scotia, and I fished them salty waters for a time. Passing through Prince Edward Island and New Brunswick, I could see them rocks and cliffs of solid stone, listening to the seagulls calling to each other. Made me miss my darling and my distant home. Canadian Pacific, carry me 3,000 miles through the valleys and the forest, to the sunshine of her smile. Across the plains and rugged mountains, keep this wandering boy from harm. Canadian Pacific, take me to my baby's arms. The Atlantic disappeared on the horizon, and Quebec lay waiting for me down the track. For a while I drove a truck to keep from starving. In Ontario I was a lumberjack. Manitoba and Saskatchewan and followed, where the wheat fields and the old Red River flows. In the quiet hours, your whistle on the prairie touched my heart and set my memories aglow. I could feel the nearness of her warm, soft kisses when you rolled into Alberta westward bound. I worked on to make some money for a ticket to the sweetest girl around. Pushing on past Lake Louise and all in splendor, where the trees and rockets touch the sky above. I got to British Columbia in heaven. Off your tracks I made it back to my true love. Canadian Pacific carried me 3,000 miles through the valleys and the forests, to the sunshine of her smile. Across the plains and rugged mountains, you kept this wandering boy from harm. Canadian Pacific, you took me to my base.
It's Big Boy 4014 train that everyone should know. It was built in New York, South Copeland, so many years ago. It's the biggest locomotive the world has ever seen. It's Big Boy 4014, and it's making history. From its home and rail giants to the roundhouse in Cheyenne, through Utah and Wyoming, where restoration soon began. And promised it return again in 2019. It's Big Boy 4014, and it's making history. Bound for Oregon and Chicago, California and Tucson, and many more destinations on the Union Pacific line. There's an echo in the canyon, you can hear that whistle blow. It's Big Boy 4014, and it's rolling heavy low. Thundering through the deserts to the mountains and the plains, fired up, ready to roll back full on steam. Over the Sherman Hill and the Wasatch, you can see 'em make that climb. It's Big Boy 4014, and it's moving a record time. Yeah, Big Boy 4014, and it's moving a record time.
A legend from the past is born again at last. From over mountains and plains, from the golden age of steam, an engine seldom seen by those who never lived in bygone days. Big Boy was her name and went on to railroad fame as the largest engine on the UP line. The last of all her class, she survives from out the past to show the power of steam in modern time. Roll on, Big Boy, roll on, Big Boy, from the land across the northern plains. Roll on, Big Boy, roll on, Big Boy, climbing up the Wasatch Mountain range. In 1959, they took her on the line, wrote her off as progress for the time. No dry eye could be found in jungles or in towns where once Big Boy had rolled women in her prime. From the junkyards of the past, 4014 is the last to carry on the legacy of steam. At 488 and 4 and a part of railroad lore, she roars from out the past like some lost dream. Roll on,
big